blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome into my returning subs, my growing extended family. Just thank you so much for the love and support. As always, I'm gonna give y'all the big ups because just being able to know that, when I'm experiencing something, it feels so good to know that you're not alone in that struggle. Not even saying, well, I'm trying to get folks to go through badness with me, but at least I know, God dog it, I'm not going through this mess by myself. So with that being said, much love to y'all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, what are you waiting for? Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell at the bottom so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. Even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are very uplifting to you, give you good vibes, good inspiration, or just good information that you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times at the moment and needing spiritual guidance, or confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give you a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It is so greatly appreciated, and I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my videos. And as usual, y'all been getting, I swear I've been getting spoiled by these. It's called the background meditation music I'm using in the background. It's called relaxing music hang drum, 432 hertz, musical note 11. I think that's what that is. But I'll go ahead and post the link in the description box below. And the video I'm doing today is Twin Flame 101. Heyoka, you became the hidden gem that the world truly needed. It is, we have gone through so many different things in our life. What you've been through in life, and it was just like you were catching L's on every level, on all directions. It was coming up to you and just knocking you down, like back and forth, back and forth. But then when you allowed yourself to go through the motions, you're allowing yourself to really see what has been there this whole time. But you had to go through different experiences for you to allow yourself to open up. You had to challenge yourself. You would start finding more about your gift, more about the things that that can add towards your life purpose. You found out what your life purpose is, hit, basically just had in store for you. And it's just like when I allow myself to really look at all the things that I've been through, it was like hell rolling over twice, but then when I allow myself to see, even though I experienced and endured many dark moments in my life, I still didn't allow that to stop me. There's times I had to pause for the cause. That's anybody. When you running hard, you keep on your grind. You keep going. You keep going. You keep going because you might be dealing with something like you dealing with that karmic cycle that you're really ready to part ways with. But there are certain things you have to be willing to do, things that you're really allowing yourself to come to terms with, face it, allowing yourself to no longer run away from the inevitable. You're allowing yourself to let go of different things. You're allowing yourself to cut cords when they're telling you to cut cords. You're evaluating the circle that you keep. There are certain things you're not willing to talk about anymore. There are certain things that has transpired and you take a whole different route about how you approach it, how you react to it, or how you respond to it. And with those things, it made you very powerful. And it's just like a lot of times it's hard for us to see that because of the situations that go hand in hand. But you have to allow yourself to see, even though you might be going through some hellish situations, but do you actually see the blessings that came throughout that storm? Because it's like you're being sheltered from the storm, but that's where you're growing from. That's where your strength is coming from, your power is coming from. Because it's just like there's a lot of y'all that I do talk to one on one that I've been talking to y'all for a good minute, and there's some of them, some of y'all have been just kicking it with me for, like about a month or two. But there's people that I've connected with, and it's just like throughout that short period of time, you done did like a 360 about 2 or 3 times, but you're allowing yourself, even though you have gone through those shortcomings where you feel you're in your feelings. Who isn't? When you're getting tired of going through things or certain things that transpired in your life and you trying your hardest to maintain that positive vibe. You trying to maintain or keeping your frequency up. But it's hard to do that 24/7 because they know you're going to go through different things. If you are in your ultimate warrior thing, it wouldn't be able to bust a grape. But since you're in this little itty bitty human suit, we tend to have some of them daggone emotions that come along with this human suit. So when you're going through all these different things in life, it makes you very powerful. It really does. Because it's just like I tell y'all all the time, I really love what I do, especially when I'm able to do one on one with people and being able to do these certain things. And it's like while I'm helping you, I'm helping myself see a lot of things I wasn't able to see. And a lot of times that's the reason why universe sets up and orchestrates stuff like this for us to be able to connect in that way, because there's a lot of times we ask a question and you may not know the answer, you're getting frustrated, but then you end up connecting with somebody and the answer's right there. It's like, dang, is that what you were trying to tell me? Yeah. We try to tell you, we shot you a couple of pigeons, we sent a war hawk towards you, and probably gave you a couple of synchronicities, but that didn't help. So we had to bring somebody else over here to tell you. God dog, I was really having that slow moment. Yeah, but it's all right. Now. And we gone through some serious stuff like that. I was like, God dog, I was being really slow that time. But then I allowed myself to really go through that. And you don't realize, just because of the things that you're doing for yourself as well, you're doing to other people. Because it's like the more you go down that spiritual journey, you're drawn to help people out, as long as that you're connecting with, or you go out your way to really help people that you weren't really doing that before. You did it, but it was like you're more eager to want to do things like that now. And it's just like you don't realize you're that blessing in disguise for somebody, just because the things that you're doing for yourself, and you don't want to see others to go through, because that reminds you of things that you have endured in life, things how it felt to be in certain situations like that. Because some people can just do stuff and really don't care about what happens, but you do. And it's just like, there are certain things I can think about, and it's just like it it may not have affected me in that way when I was not woke. But now, since I'm like, everything is like a gate right now, I get sensitive. Like, I can see a dog walking down the street and get really upset. Like, why do you have this dog, out like this? Has this dog ate? All these different things. Knowing I used to be terrified of dogs, still do. Because I'm just like, just because you might not mean harm, that don't mean that, that animal is, that's what they do. They fight, they do different things. It's just like, it was what was it, last week? It broke my heart, because it's like I guess that's what they call them, feral cats, feral whatever. When I moved here, I always took care of these cats that lived by my house. And it just seems like I get so in my feelings about it, because it just seems like the ones that really stick out, that are very unique, those are the ones that don't stay with me long. And I'm just like, all the rest of them, they're like my babies. But it was just like, it was crazy, because I was chanting like this, I was trying to say this chant, like, to clear out your house. And I realized I was doing it myself when I was trying to tell somebody exactly how to do it. And when I did that, and it's clearing out this negative, vibe around your house, and I was doing the same thing with mine. Next thing you know, I hear these dogs like right outside my house, not even 3 minutes later. Um, and all of a sudden you can tell it was like, you think it was a dog fight outside. So I'm just just looking around my windows and stuff like that, because my cats are looking like meow meow meow, trying to get my little attention, like meow 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 meow. And I went, and it was like these two big dogs on this little cat. And I mean, I went outside, I was like, I love all God creatures, but y'all too big cat, two big dogs jumping on this big cat like that. It broke my heart. And it was just like, oh my God, what is this, an omen or something like that? Because it was a black cat, and it looked kind of like, if I was to describe it, because I don't know the, different type of felines like that, unless it's something I looked up for myself. But it was like, it looked like a silver hair bat. It's like those cats that got really bushy hair. It kind of reminded me of Michael Jackson Thriller. That's what it looked like to me, because I always called him MJ. And next thing you know, it was like I saw him take his last breath, and I was just like really upset. And I had to tell the animal control to come get him. He was like, you really feel heartbroken over this cat. And I'm just like, I always feed them. I said, there's like my babies, except they're in a house. But I didn't see that happen. And it was just like, when I looked up the spiritual meaning, it was just like, that cat sacrificed itself for you in the home, just to be able to, it was an ultimate clear out of negative energy out your house. And it's like, since then, it's been so laid back. Like, we'll have like little disagreements, but it won't be something that will just like, down, right out, like drama and stuff like that. It'd be like a little misunderstanding, and then it'll be there. Other than that, house has been so peaceful. I ain't got no kind of daggone problems, but it really took my heart, to see that happen. But it's just like all these different things. Cause I'm the type of person, I look up everything. It's like me and Google are like this. It's my A1 to day one. If I want to know a synchronicity or what is the spiritual meaning in case you run up on something like that. And they say when you find the black cats that are like, dead by your house, that's actually a good thing, because it's letting you know that they cleared out, they sacrificed themselves to make sure that your house is totally clear from negative energy. And so I really felt bad because I told my spirit fam, I'm like, look, this is the main reason why I don't do any kind of rituals that, it can go any way. Even though you have good intentions, I know what kind of vibes I have. And I know if I start shooting out some daggone spells, it's going to be some mess. So I said, I usually don't do it unless it's like, protecting my family and stuff like that. But it was just like one time I've done that, for this person. I ain't gonna say he or she, but it was like I did like a shield of protection over them. And I don't know what made them, I guess they weren't that all that type of smart, because they were trying to block me on my blessings. And then I'm like, okay, I did this, did all that little certain thing for them to make sure nothing happens to them. But I guess the way karma just so happens, what you're trying to hurt me for, you got that protection. So it bounced off of me and went straight back to you, and it was like this person had a nice job, had a house over their head. And it's just like the more you trying to intercept in my stuff and then you're trying to block me from it while I'm helping you. That's what made it so trife to me. I say, oh, you're a straight gutter for that one. But it was like, she kept on trying to block me up all the way from my daggone blessings like that. But the next thing you know, she was homeless. She was living out her car. She lost her house. She lost her job. And this was all in like a 2-week span. After everything she was putting on me, she didn't realize that while you were blocking me, it didn't block me. It went right back to you because I put that protective shield on her. And I said, that was not really smart, because whatever you place on me, I'm protected anyway. So it's just going to ricochet off of me and go right back to you. And it was just like, wow, I became my own hidden gem, and it's just like certain things that's transpired in my life where, people try to take me out and it didn't happen because I'm very well protected, and it's just like, I got the visions like, damn, this is not working. We did this to her and she's still here. Or that we put something in this and it didn't happen. And I'm like, what weapon formed against me is never going to prosper. I don't care what you think about us. I'm not big and bad, but what's for me will be for me, no matter how much. Because if it's like I'm working on my growth, I'm working on my spirituality, I'm working on my light work, and I love what I do. I'm doing everything selflessly. I'm not asking for anything in return except that person to have a peace of mind and happiness. For that, my powers that be is gonna make sure I'm protected. I might have to go through some things, but you ain't gonna be able to hurt me the way you think you're gonna hurt me. And so people try to do that. So when I start becoming my own hidden gem, universe just use that for me to go out and just go. It's like basically recruiting people. It's just like, you know if I see somebody going through some really bad stuff and I'm trying to tell them, hey, this is all about free will, but I'm gonna leave this there for you. I'm gonna plant that seed for you. So when you ready to, you ready to take care of that seed, hey, it's an open door policy. You come in where you come in. But it was like me being able to help people make sense of why certain things are unfolding in their life right now, because there's a lot of people that are just recently going into these spiritual awakenings. Next thing you know, their friends, boyfriends, best friend, even family, they just start turning their back on them. It's like, why am I feeling so neglected? Why am I going through this? And they didn't realize they didn't turn their back on you. Their service to you has ran its course. God and universe don't turn your back on because they got you going down a different direction and they can't go with you. And there's a lot of times we're going through a lot of different things, and you really feel like, I need this such and such person in my life, or I need this person in my life. And it was just like, shoot, people that was been in my life for years, I would have never thought they had to leave my life, and I'd be damn. I'd be lucky if I can be able to talk to myself and get a daggone answer back. But I'm good with that. I'm good with that, because I had to learn to be my own best friend. And I wasn't able to do that years ago. I didn't like being by myself because it was like too many thoughts was coming up in my head, and I didn't realize I'm here. I didn't know that was something I could do. That was my gift of being able to hear other people's thoughts. Sometimes I would blurt it out. We're like, did I just say that out loud? And I'm like, oh yeah. And knowing good well, no, they didn't. But it was just the fact is I heard that. And I just didn't like dealing with those type of things, and it was kind of, when my ex was around here, he was like, man, something going on that's really crazy. But it just so happened a lot of times he'll be there when the stuff would happen. I said, good and well, I didn't do that. Or I can, he was doing something and he trying to get all mouthy with me. Next thing you know, I just touch his shoulder and say something. Next thing you know, he'll be quiet. And he was like, what did you do? It was, I don't know what I did. I just touched your shoulder, and he wouldn't be able to say nothing anymore. So I started becoming my hidden gem. And this hidden gem is that you're becoming more extraordinary. You're being more powerful. You're being more magical about your strengths, about what you're trying to pursue, what you're trying to become, what you're working on, to try to become. You're transforming into that gem that not really too many people know about. And it's just like when you are opening yourself up to be that, it's like, God, dog, what is this person who, they want to get to know more of you. They want to understand, your views on things, your opinions on things. And it'll make you feel really good. It's not like an arrogant way, but it's just the fact is they respect your opinion about things. They love to know, what are your views out on this? If you have any, and all these different things come to play because I deal with them all the time. And it's like certain things came up, and then I heard, from the universe, you're a hidden gem. And I'm like, hidden gem? What? I had to go look that up, make sure I'm using it in the right term. But it's about, you're very extraordinary. And you have your extraordinary ways of doing things, but not everybody is known about you. It's like you're coming out, but it's like is you're going mainstream, but it hasn't got popular yet the way they want it to. But you're making your way up. You're doing a lot of beautiful things and for people. And it's not because you're looking at something in return. You know what it felt like to be less than. You know what it felt like to be at the bottom of the barrel. You know what it felt like to where you felt abandoned. You were in your own world by yourself dealing with all these things. So when you're allowing yourself to see everything as a sign, everything is a blessing, everything is a communication to reflect about the things that you need to know, about the things you need to stay away from, and about the things you need to come to terms with, as well as part ways. So it's like all these different things are coming out in your life, and you're getting stronger because you're allowing yourself to be open to the universe, receive the signs and the knowledge they want you to be able to soak up, because you're that seed. They planted that. And it's just all these things we occurred. We sit up here and signed up for these certain people. You be in connection with that. You're helping these people, even though they might not, want that help. Even though you placed it there, you got them thinking. And I feel that with a lot of people. It's like, even though it's just like they may not be ready to hear that yet, but at least you gave them that, you gave them that, it's like you handed them that brochure. It's like, like a salesman. I really don't deal with salesmen. But they're like, okay, this sounds good, but you can leave me the pamphlet. And if I'm interested, I'll call you back. And then you got their head turning, like, different things is going on. You're able to do things. And it's just like a lot of times I be shocking my own self when I do stuff like that. Cause especially when I'm on one-on-one communication, and all of a sudden, information will come up and I got to tell them this, and they're like, whoa, they wanted me to, they could be thinking about something, or they were praying about something. Next, out of the blue, I'll just tell them, I'll say, hey, such and such said such and such. And they told me, you'll know what I'm talking about. Or I'll say a certain phrase that only you would know, that there's no way of me knowing. And that was your confirmation to be able to do that. So it's just like, I love what I do. I love when I can be that person's go-to for different things. Some people might feel like, if that happened to me, or I'll be this and this and this and that. I see when things get to people's head, how they act. I'm not that type of person. I love who I am. I love who I'm really becoming. I'm falling in love with that. I became my own best friend, and I'm learning more and more every day. If you're not showing me knowledge and different things that I know, I'm getting that off the net, or I'm getting it through, from the other side, getting my information and being able to place it here in videos. Because it's just like a lot of times I get it and you're like, Roslynn, I'm going through so many different things. And the next thing you know, I ask for a sign or some kind of confirmation, or just some kind of understanding that understand this is what I'm supposed to go through. These are the things I'm supposed to experience. And when I could be able to do a video like that, And you know, and at the times I'm like, dang, you know, because sometimes it's hard for me to sink that in. But then I'm proud of myself for the things that I do, because it's like, if I would have thought about 7, 8 years ago I was doing this, I would have been like, yeah, right, you know. But then it allowed me to know it made a lot of sense just from how I grew up, how certain things I used to say. You know, my mom always used to tell me, hey, you way before your time. You're like an old soul. Because my dad used to say, oh, you talk grown, this and this. I said, well, I wasn't meaning to. Maybe that's the reason why my mom used to say I was an old soul. You know, my dad started cracking up, laughing like, oh boy, this is what I created. Yeah, this is what you created. So, you know, all these different things is coming on, and you're going to be your own personal gym. Shoot, you're already there. But you just had to be, you know, like a diamond in the rough. You had to get, you know, scuffed up a little bit. You know, it was like you already had the little sparkly stuff going on. You had a little twilight thing going on. But you know, it had to hit a couple of bumps and cracks and crevices that you had to go through for you to be able to shine through like that. You always had that light, but you had to go through certain experiences. You had to learn about certain things. You had to go to certain people. You know, you had to reflect this. You had to go within for this. You had to go on that solo mission for this. And then it allows you to let you know how much courage you have, you know, what kind of endurance you have if you allow yourself, you know, that you know, that strength to know that you can push through these things, you know, because it only takes that one. It's like making a ripple effect. And it's like when it's making that ripple effect, they got us all doing this, because it's like, how are we supposed to save the world? You know, we're doing this, we're doing that. If you wanted to save the world, you had to work on yourself first. You can't save the world if you are jacked up and you know you're gonna add more junk to it. But you had to go through these situations. You had to be able to see things in a different way. You had to go through some harsh conditions. You had to go through some extreme trauma. And for you to go through that extreme trauma and you still have it all there, like mentality wise. But it's just like, even though, you know, it could have been really bad for you, because there's sometimes people has been in your situation and they don't, you know, they acted on impulses. You know, they did something, next thing you know, they're in jail or something. You know, you can be damn what is that dude name? The Menendez brothers or something like that. You know, and did some crazy stuff. But it's like, you choose to take your trauma to turn it out is becoming your blessing. And that made you that hidden jewel, because you took something that was so harsh, so I mean so dark, and I mean evil dark, that has really happened to you. You allowed yourself to flip that script on that harshness, and you came out beaming, like you shining bright like a diamond, you know, that type of thing going on in your life. And it's just like, dag, because it allowed you to be able to have a different perspective about things that had to take place in your life, just for you to recognize the power that's always been there, you know. And I go through that today, you know. And a lot of times we doubt ourselves over our ability, because you're so used to people downing you, so used to people, you know, mocking you for the things that you do, you know. And I mean, yeah, it sucks when folks are like that, but usually when they mocking you, when inside they dry low key hating on you, because they wish they could do the things that you do, and they wanted to get to it first, but bing, you had it already. You just had to know how to use it. And you know, and that's okay, you know, for you to be able to know that. You had to be able to experience a lot of things to get to where you're at now. There's a lot of things you didn't know about. There's a lot of things that's been sitting in, you're hidden in plain sight. Your power is hidden in plain sight. You go look for it on the external, when all you had to do was just look in the mirror and you reflect like hell. You're like you're your own, you know, pylon, or your own little, you know, indigo lights, you know, them things you break when everybody used to go on Halloween. But you had all these different things that was going on for you. You just had to allow yourself to be brave and walk out there, you know, walk the line, or whatever you want to call it, you know, like when they had them pirates and stuff like that. You had to walk that line. You had to do that. So it's just like, you are that diamond in the rough, but you had to go through a lot of that roughness for you to be able to get spit shine, basically. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video, y'all. Sorry I had a big gap between that, but I was, you know, doing spirit channeling and had to, you know, deliver some messages. So, you know, I'm trying to do like a 2-in-1 special. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to take out a couple of more videos. I hope y'all had a blessed, prosperous day, you know, and it's more productive, you know, since it's the beginning of the week. You know, it might be a manic Monday for you or whatever. But, you know, let me go ahead and give post notification shout outs. Stacy Folly, as well as Mimi B, and my, what is this? My Key Barbie, and Carrie K, as well as Carrie W. Much love to you as well. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, please drop me a line. I would love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me. Um, Give me a thumbs up, share, tell somebody about the channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Um, if you need to talk to me on a private one-on-one, I do those as well. You can always look me up under my name, under Facebook. I don't know if you have to send a friend request or whatever, but you can always shoot me a line, let me know, hey, we connect on YouTube and I have these questions and concerns about my spiritual path, and everything is 1,000% confidential. Whatever, I'll help you out as best way I can. If not, I'll send you the direction of that. If you're overseas, I don't have a time specific time for y'all to get in contact with me, because I know there's a lot of people that I converse with over in many different uh parts of the world. So, I always try to respond the best when I can. But if you're in the US, US of A, um, you can always talk to me 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 10:30 p.m. And that's every day, all day. Anything before 10 o'clock, I'm not gonna say nothing unless it's extreme emergency, dire emergency, or anything after 10:30 is the same way. So I will talk to y'all on my next video. I hope y'all stay blessed, prosperous, and give out love, light, positivity, as well as prosperity, love, vibes, frequencies, and send that out towards people, because it can really take them a long way. And also, know you're truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, and knowing, there's always somebody out there praying for you better days. I don't know if I said that twice, but I'm gonna say it again. Just make sure you all had the extra love and prayer. So, I pray that everything you're trying to bring into your manifestation of reality comes 100,000 times more than what you asked for, and it comes more sooner than you expected it. So I'll see you in my next video. Much love to you. Peace.